So your summer mostly spent in Vancouver. What are the types of things that you absolutely need to do in a summer to get away from hockey? I know that sounds strange.
I need to play lots of golf. That's probably my biggest outlet. Love getting on the course with my dad and buddies, and it's a great way to kind of forget about hockey and just have some fun.
And get frustrated.
Yeah, it can be really frustrating. Yeah.
I speak from experience there. You know, skaters every year, when they come back into a new season, they'll say, this is what I've worked on to get better at this year, whether it's physically stronger, something like that. What does a goalie do from year to year to get better?
Yeah, it's the same idea. I mean, for me, just trying to get stronger, healthier, more mobile with my off-ice stuff. And on ice, it's, summer's obviously a lot of skill work for shooters and forwards and things like that.
Right.
But, for me, it's just working on little details and then coming into camp in a spot that I feel like I can really improve over camp and work on some stuff throughout camp. And I feel great. Like, body feels really good, and it was a great summer.
Do you try and see as many pucks here early on as you can? Is that what it is to get into season mode?
Yeah, I think just trying to get as many different situations, game situations as I can.
Right.
In practice, before practice, in the scrimmages. Just trying to see as much different stuff as I can and just trying to get ready for that first game.
I would love to know, as much as you feel comfortable sharing, what preparing is like for any particular opponent. What do you need to see video-wise? What do you need to know? What are the things you do in advance of every start that you know you're set to go against these guys?
Yeah, well, we'll do video as a team, go through their systems or special teams and things like that. And me personally, I'll watch, I'll be in on those meetings, obviously, and then I'll watch some shootout stuff and
right.
Some power play and some of their recent goals that they've scored.
Right.
Other than that, it's just trying to get in the right mindset and prepare yourself. You have your routine that you kind of lean on to get ready for games, and over the course of a season, it's important that you kind of have that. You go through a lot of ups and downs throughout a season, and it's a long season. So yeah, I think it's just important to just kind of have a steady routine that you can rely on.
Where guys are scoring from, is that a tendency especially that you're keying in on? Yeah,
for sure. There's certain guys that have tendencies to, shoot pucks from certain spots on certain plays, and then there's the team stuff that they're trying to accomplish offensively, and especially on the power play. So I'll look at all that stuff before the game.
You obviously went through a couple different injury things last season. Isn't that one of the hardest things to do in sports, to know when to stay in there, when to maybe take a night off? I mean, because mentally, your brain says, I got to be in there, this is my team, I want to contribute. Every player, I guess, deals with this, but I imagine you going through it, it's not easy.
Yeah, it's hard. It's, every athlete wants to compete and wants to play and help their team win, and it's tough because, obviously you feel like you can still help the team and you want to play, but, when you're not at 100%, it can be tough sometimes.
How do you describe your relationship with Aaron Dell? And it's very clear-cut. You're the starter. He backs you up quite a bit of time, and when needed, he can give you a rest, even when you're healthy and doing just fine. Like, he needs to get his time in there too. How do you guys work in tandem? Yeah,
it's been great. I mean, the great thing with Deller is just how well he's played, and especially in this league. And now you need two good goalies. I mean, you look at every team, you need two good goalies. You need your other guy to come in and pick up points. Everybody's so close, and it's so hard to make playoffs, let alone win in playoffs. And you obviously need two goalies to pick up points every single night. So he's been awesome for us, and everybody that knows Deller, he's a great guy. He's an interesting fellow. He keeps things interesting around the dressing room. So it's been a lot of fun.
He's the world's most okayest goalie, I think is what he calls himself. Like, a little bit of competition. Do you want that? Do you guys want to, or pushing each other, I should say, in practice and in game situations? Like, isn't some of that healthy?
Yeah, for sure, I think. But for me, I push myself harder than anyone else is going to push me from the outside. So, that's my motivation, is to be a top goaltender in this league. And
he can help you maybe with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. How do you describe what you've seen in the transition of the Sharks team? And it almost kind of times out with when you came here. years before that, this team would score so many goals, so many power play goals. They would boat race you every single time. In the years you've been here, it has totally transitioned into a defense-first team. How do you see it from when you came here?
Yeah, it's. I think you're right when you say that, and I think a lot of that has been Pete coming in and instilling those kind of defensive values in us, and the systems that we play, and just accountability, and especially with our young guys coming up, he's done a really good job making sure that we're playing the right way, and it's I think it's been an adjustment, especially in that first year and a half. I think last year was probably our most consistent year with how we played with our systems and as a team. So, hopefully we can just keep getting better and keep working at these systems.